Yo, what's up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Everyone good? Volume okay? What's up, Amar? Mohammed, how you doing? Tharsh, what's up? Demo Cryptus, what's up, bro? Mohammed says, I was going to ask what platform you're using for cryptos. I'm not a huge fan of Binance. Well, this stream is sponsored by Prime XBT. Check them out. They're a good exchange. I do use them. You can also trade commodities on there, so like metal and like gold and silver and stuff. Short those into the ground, obviously. FTX is another exchange I use. I'd say Prime and FTX are the main ones. I use Binance a little, but not too much. What's up, Senpad? What's up, Democryptus? Telio, what's up, dude? Atlantine Prime, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Senpad, what's up? Sapand, Tolerable Trader, what's up, man? I'm doing good. What's up, Jay? What's up, SZ? Juan, the tall guy. How tall are you, Juan? Are you really that tall? Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? Maine, good guy. And may I please ask, what do you think about the pandemic? The pandemic's currently got me in a pandemic. I'll go over that chart because I'm getting crushed. Cool. All right, what's up, Lulu? What's up, Bone Knitter? We're gonna pump this shit today or not? I mean, I don't know. Chart looks pretty good to me. Dips are for buying until proven otherwise. Check out SXP as well late in the stream. Okay. Yeah, have a good Sunday, bro. Can we do Zach? Sure. If you like pain, we can do Zach. This guy needs to order pizza, so we gotta pump the Bitcoin. Democryptus is saying that I'm late. Bro, there's no such thing as late. Late is a figment of your imagination. It's a social construct. Time is a flat circle. The neck is gone. Yeah, I decided to rock the turtleneck today. It's a little bit warmer than a tank top. And I'm just disgusted with how pasty I am in that video. So 100K Bitcoin. Bitcoin hits 100K. I will do a stream with a fake tan. How's that sound? Yeah, I need a bandage as well. What's up, Illustrous? Mr. Keen says, what a handsome chap. Thank you, bro. That's very nice of you to say. What's up, Immortality? Faye. Okay, cool. Here for the pain. Sold all my Bitcoin in March 2020, and you haven't bought back any, bro? What's going on, man? What's up, Joe? This guy says, I'm not going to check Prime XBT. I'm too busy checking that sexy neck. Well, thank you. He says, what's my screen resolution? I don't know. I think it's 2K. Cornholio, what's up, dude? Ryan, what's up? Welcome, first time. Hope you enjoy. What's up? Okay, Trader Reno, what's up, man? What's up, Octopus? Okay, this guy says he's 5'5". Juan, the tall guy, is 5'5". Okay, I must be Maine the Giant then, because I'm about 6'2". Okay, cool. So let's get into it. Welcome back to another stream. Trader Maine, Ethereum and Chill, back at our normal time. I know the last couple weeks have been a little bit out of sorts. I've been snowboarding. I've been doing all sorts of shit. So glad I'm back here at my normal time. Hopefully as many people can kind of catch this live. I try and do these at a time where it's, middle of the day for us Westerners and still not too late for Europe. I know it's kind of getting close to nighttime or bedtime over there, almost midnight. So thanks obviously to Prime for putting this on, for sponsoring the video. Check them out, link in the description. They've been helping me out a lot over the last several months, put these on for you guys. I really like working with them, so show them some love. Help me help you. Help me help you by clicking the link in the description, signing up, trading on there. You get a 50% deposit bonus with the code MAIN50. So if you deposit 1 Bitcoin, you actually get an extra half Bitcoin, which right now is like 25 grand extra to trade with, which is pretty cool. Obviously nothing I talk about in this video is financial advice. You guys all know that. This is the Wild West out here. We're just out blasting our guns, trying to make it big. So we're going to cover kind of the standard fare to start. We'll look at Bitcoin. We'll look at Ethereum. We'll look at Litecoin, and then we'll look at some alts. I know a lot of people are already dropping a bunch of shit in the chat about alts that they want me to look at. So I will do my best to cover as many of those as possible. I'll go over some of the DeFi stuff. I'll go over as much as I can without making this video too horrendously long. But yeah, let's get it going. Okay, so yes, what's up? Okay, I'll take a look at DOT. Yeah, I wish I was just snowboarding right now. Alpha, we'll look at those too. XRP. Let's get it, Donald Trump. you're disgusted with how pasty you are, I'd hate to know how disgusted you are with ETH. Oh, dude, it's so bad. What's up from Switzerland? What's up, Mr. New Creation? Sam Jones, what's up? Queenstown, New Zealand, represent. What's up from the Netherlands? Midnight in France. Bonne nuit, mon ami. From Canada, tried initiating the app, but not permissible. Maybe later. Your message reached. Yeah, you got to use a VPN if you're in North America. Maine, can you look at my sister? I don't know. What does she look like? Okay, cool. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with Bitcoin here. So we've got a weekly candle close coming in about 36 minutes. So, you know, this is, you know, really insane to look at. So I want to start with, like, this is not, I am by no means bearish at all. I'm more in, like, disbelief just with, like, how crazy this fucking chart is. And I'm also just more frustrated than anything with myself that I ever tried to trade this thing on the short side for anything outside of a scalp, because you know, the market direction is very clear, and it's been clear for a very long time. So we'll go over some things that might be a little bit, you know, perspective making, in that, you know, we can talk about what's you know, where we've come, where we are, and, you know, I've seen a lot of people over the past little while, people I respect greatly, and I think are good traders, talk about taking some money off the table at these levels, you know, selling some spot, tethering up, things like that. Do I think the top is in? Personally, no. But I also see no issue with taking money off the table. One of the issues I have with Twitter, and the influence it has over some people, me being one of them in the past, right? Like back in 2014, like all my investment decisions were based on random people on Twitter. And I lost all my money. So it's more, you know, the people's, they get really angry, right? People get very triggered when people talk about taking profits, taking money off the table. And I think that's so silly, right? Like, everyone's situation is different. Not everyone has the ability to be 100% exposed to crypto. Some people have made, you know, life-changing money in this run, and they want to secure their future. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If it goes to 100K, it goes to 100K. You know, but I don't think there's anything wrong with taking money off the table when the chart looks like this. And in 1 year, because we're coming up on March, next stream, I think it will be March, or close to, it'll be like the end of February. We're up 1,300% in a year. Okay, so if you bought the COVID low, obviously, and you held till now, you know, you're up 13%. You're up 13x. 1,300%, excuse me, 13x. So I don't think there's anything wrong with taking some money off the table at these levels. You know, price action has gotten, you know, very vertical, and you know, 2017 just looks like a test pump now, right? Like, this looks like this. Looks like this. This is 2017 right now, right? So, I mean, it's mental for sure. Do I know how high we go? I have no idea. I do think the market is different. It doesn't mean that there can't be dumps, right? Like, but there's, you know, billionaires announcing that they're acquiring billions of dollars with Bitcoin, putting them on the balance sheets of their business. You've got very big hedge funds, you know, very loud voices in the community that are super bullish, think we're going way higher. There's a lot of factors that are leaning towards, you know, this run not being over, nor do I think it's over. But I have no issues against, you know, people taking profit. I think if you see someone posting about taking profit and you see the comments under there and it's all negative and shit, all those people are broke, right? Like, anyone who's bitching at someone else for taking money off the table is, you know, an idiot in my books. So do whatever you got to do, right? Like, if you want to take some money off the table because you're like, holy shit, like, this is life-changing money for me. I need this money. I can't lose this money. Take it off the fucking table, right? But you can always buy back. Right? You can always be involved. Just because you're selling some to Tether, it doesn't mean you can't buy back, blah, blah, blah. But to put things into perspective, to kind of, you know, be where we are, I did a stream on the COVID dump day when we were at 3,000. And you know, it's pretty crazy to see how far we've come. Like I said, we're up 13x in the last year. Mental stuff. The chart looks absolutely yeeted on the weekly. I mean, this is bullish as hell. This weekly candle is bullish as hell. And, you know, last time we had a breakout, right, of the 20K region, small consolidation. We went and put in 1, 2, 3, 4 big bullish candles in a row. So who knows where this ends? There's nothing really here for me on the weekly, like in terms of price action that is actionable from like a trading sense. There's nothing that I can look at here and be like, oh, we're coming down to here or whatever. I don't think we're coming back here. I really don't. You know, I think, you know, Elon buying, you know, Guggenheim buying, fucking Saylor buying, all the buying that occurred, you know, from some big players in this range. I just think that price is a price that gets defended. I don't think we come back there. But if you're looking at the weekly chart, those are the only two levels I see that are anywhere, you know, kind of interesting in terms of SR. There's nothing here for me for SR. You could argue there's a level here, but when I zoom in on the chart and go down to like the 3-day and the daily, this level will become more clear. I'll just leave it on there for now because you'll see there's going to be like an order block here. I'm pretty confident right around 48K. But yeah, these would be the only levels of interest for me on the weekly. I really doubt we come back to these two. Can we come back and test this? Potentially. I don't think so, right? Like, I mean, based on where we are now, right? Like that's like a, you know, a 15, 16% drop. We had like a 4% drop on Saturday, and like $1 billion got liquidated between like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and like some other fucking altcoins. Like 250,000 people got liquidated. So to say the market is highly levered up here, I think is an understatement. And I think people need to be careful, you know, carrying huge leverage positions up here. Leverage trading should only be done by people who really understand risk management and know what they're doing. In my opinion, there is zero reason to ever get liquidated. Unless you're doing some crazy, stupid, you know, account where you're like, hey, I'm starting with 0.1 and I'm going to try and 100x and see how big I can get it, where your stop is literally liquidation. I think that's dumb, but that's about the only situation where I see being liquidated is somewhat reasonable. If you're trading with your entire stack on an exchange and you're getting licked, that's crazy. You have no business trading with leverage, if trading at all. You know, so you really need to understand what leverage is and how to use risk management to protect yourself when trading with leverage, especially when price is this high. I mean, I see people opening 20x positions, 20x leverage on fucking altcoins, right? That are swinging 10, 15, 20, 30% on their own without leverage. Like, what the fuck is you doing? I understand everyone wants to get big and, you know, get rich in one trade, but that is not the way to do it. You are not going to last long if you are fucking punting huge leverage on altcoins that are swinging 20, 30% on their own. That's my rant on that. But we'll zoom in here a little bit. We'll go down to the daily, and as I mentioned, you can see there's an order block right there on the daily. So we have this old consolidation here. I think this is long gone. I don't think we're coming back here. Can we? Obviously, anything is possible, but I don't think it's likely. You know, this is a 30% drop from current prices, possible. We had a 30% drop from here to here and from here to here. Anything is possible, but I think it's much more likely that if we're going to have some sort of retrace, it's going to be to this consolidation as opposed to this one here. I think that train has left the station already. We'll look at sushi. Yeah, let's pump those likes up, guys. 360 people. Let's try and get 100 likes. That would be cool. Guess BTC's topping. Okay, what's up, Dan? What's up, Jonathan? What's up, Brooklyn? How you doing, Ethan? Brazil, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo te llama? Me llamo Maine. The future of France is not looking great. What is the future of France? Is it baguettes? Forgot my name is Donald Trump. It's PTO. What's up, dude? Killer results, bro. Saw your P&L curve. That's gnarly. What's up, Rob? How long have you been charting and how did you start, man? I've been trading for almost 7 years now. And I started by losing a bunch of fucking money. There's no two ways about it. I joined Twitter and I started buying whatever people on there told me to buy. And I lost all my money. And then I decided to try and learn what I was doing, and I joined courses, and I paid for mentorships. Some of them were trash, some of them were good, and I just spent a lot of time in the charts kind of figuring out what the fuck was going on. But yeah, one of my mentors is in this chat, Trader SZ. He's one of the guys I learned from. What's up, demo? It's only 13x if you bought the Pico top and bottom. Yes, okay. 1300% is 14x. Oh my god, we got a bunch of fucking math nerds in the house. Can you talk about your story? Maybe at the end of the video I'll talk about my story for those who care. I think most of the people want to hear about my chart. Money removed is money saved. Exactly. Thanks, Maine. When 100k? Hopefully soon. Blowing some fat clouds. No, this is not THC. This is nicotine. I have not smoked weed in over a year and a month now. A year and 2 months, actually. Okay, cool. Yes, I will look up alts after I go over Bitcoin. What's up, Alaska? Sounds like it's cold up there. Okay, so let's just, everyone wants to see the charts. So, gonna go over Bitcoin here real quick. Then we'll do Ethereum. We'll do Litecoin. Then we can do some altcoin requests. So, like I said, I think this is out of the question here. I don't think we're coming back to this area. So, looking just at the daily, this is going to be kind of as low as I would really want to see price go. Do I know if we're going to come back here? Of course not. Nobody fucking knows. But this is kind of, our daily SR. Technically, you have daily SR here as well. But I don't really think we come back this low. I would want to see this wick defended, and it will make more sense when I zoom in. But I want to see this wick defended, in terms of price. If anything, I think we would sweep this low and then continue up. But this is daily SR, right? Anything above here, right? Any sort of pullback above here, super bullish for me. Could we come and retest this area? Absolutely. But this to me seems like a very much level of interest. We have the big $50,000 round number here as well. Sitting right below. I know that's not quite 50,000. Turn that shit off for 1 sec. Fuck you. You're gonna make me do it, aren't you? Okay, so we have 50,000 here. I mean, can we come back test here? Absolutely, but I don't think we do, to be honest with you. I think you had a chance to buy below 50K. I think that chance is now gone for now. I think a major breakdown from up here would, represent a change in market structure, leading me towards more downward price action. So there's 50K. There's that daily order block, and you can see as we zoom in, we've got more levels to work with now here. This is an area that I really like on the H12 now as SR right here. So we have this kind of brand new, fresh 12-hour order block. That daily order block, you can refine it down to the 12-hour. Here's our kind of main areas of interest for buying the dip, in my opinion. So do we come back and test here? I think that is definitely likely. Or possible, excuse me, not likely, but I think that's definitely possible. This one, more unlikely, but would be a gift. I'm a buyer here, absolutely. If we get some sort of retracement here early in the week, I'm a buyer down here. I believe Michael Saylor is buying his coins this week. That could be starting right now. He could be sitting at the Coinbase head office just hammering the bid button. Who fucking knows? I guess we'll have to track that. I know you can kind of track Coinbase bidding. What is the spot premium discount, the spot derivative premium or discount, etc. Is Coinbase leading the bid? That's stuff we can watch for, but I'm just a price action trader. I don't try and put too much narrative behind what I do. I just focus on the chart, right? So for me, this is a pretty clean area that I would look to buy the dip. Right now, we have a nice low sitting here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so we get a little bit more clarity. So looking at the H4 chart, here's what I see. I'm actually going to just delete everything real quick. This to me just looks like an SR flip right here. Right? So it looks like we had, this is yesterday, right? So we're on the 21st of February. So yesterday, right, we had this 3% or so dump that liquidated like $1 billion. 5% dump, I guess, top to bottom, but liquidated about $1 billion. It was quick, right? A lot of altcoins, like you look at Ethereum, much nastier wick, right? Not nearly as bad on Bitcoin. and then we broke above. And right now, this looks like a clear SR flip to me, right? So we have the previous day's high here. We've broke above. We're now retesting the top, and I'm hoping we see continuation from here. This low, right, should not get tagged, right? So if you're buying the dip into this block here, whether that was earlier today, right, or maybe we get it, late yesterday, I guess, whatever the fuck you want to call it, or we get some sort of dip here early into the week, this is my hard stop. I would put my stop actually closer. I'd be below here, but we absolutely should defend this wick if we're super bullish, right? Like if we're really fucking bullish here, and you can even refine this a little more. If we're really bullish here, this wick to me needs to be protected, right? So we ran all of these lows here. We collected liquidity, right? This is an opportunity for people to pair long orders to push price then higher. So that area I think needs to be defended. If I'm looking at this like as okay, where is like my bull thesis absolutely invalidated? It's below that low. And I don't mean my bull is in the top is in, I just mean more like, okay, now I'm looking here, right? Because if we invalidate this low, right, this is still a decent drop from here to here, right? This is another 4 or 5%. So I don't want to see that low get taken there. If anything, the low that I would be interested in seeing swept is this one here. Okay, I'm going to mark this right here, right? So if we mark this here, turn this bad boy back on. If we sweep this low, right? So hard bullish invalidation here, sweeping this low into this demand, right? Into this previous day's high SR flip. You also have a H4 order block here, right? This is kind of like a breaker, right? The up candle before down move, right? That took out a swing low. Right? Regain it and you go, right? That's exactly what we're seeing here, right? Up candle, down move, took out a swing low, reclaim that level, and we go. So I feel pretty good about buying longs early in the week into this order block here, into this breaker block. And I would have extra confluence if we were to run this low that you see here, right? So to me, a setup could be, could be something along the lines of this, right? So I have that H4 breaker block there, right? So imagine that H4 block is still here. Some sort of sweep of this level, of these lows here, right? We just made another low here. Some sort of sweep of these lows into here, right? Would be a pretty decent long setup if given. I don't know if we're gonna sweep those lows. I don't know if we're just gonna launch from right here. But based on the context of price action right now, big liquidity grab here, right? To me, maybe some sort of minor swing low, low time frame swing low. We're down to the hourly chart now. Could be a long trigger if you're not long already. I think if you have sub 50K longs, like if you have longs from down here, you don't close those, right? Like you don't close these longs. Like if you're long from below this area, below this expansion, you let those ride, in my opinion. And that setup that I just talked about here, I mean, obviously funding is something you got to pay attention to if you're playing with leverage. But this lines up perfectly with that new 12-hour order block, right? So 12-hour OB right there, right? Zoom into the hourly. We've got that H1 swing low right here, okay? There's that H1 order block stacked on top of the 12-hour order block. Right, so you have an H1 order block, you have a 12-hour order block, and you also have this 4-hour breaker block all stacked on top of each other. What does that fucking mean? It just means that this is an area that I expect to get bought up if price retests it. And so the way that I love to enter positions is on liquidity runs, right? So if we grab a swing low, right, and then reclaim it, to me that's bullish, right? So this is an area that I'm watching. If we're running this low here, early in the week, later today, whatever it is, this would be a long setup I would take. I would probably trade it something like this. I'd probably have my stop down here personally. You could technically have your stop right at the edge of the block. You could have your stop super loose. This is kind of our hard bearish invalidation or bullish invalidation. I'm probably somewhere right around here, right? So it's a little bit below the block, gives it a little bit of breathing room, right? Maybe even here. Either way, I think you get a pretty good risk reward to target 60K from here, right? So that's like a 6-to-1 trade, right? So I guess the squiggle would be more appropriate if it looked like this, right? Boom, right? There's your confirmation. Confirmation is when we regain the low, right? So if we run this low, regain the low, that's your confirmation. So another way that you could trade this, instead of longing just the order block here, what you could do is long it like this, right? Once we run that low, there's gonna be a breaker that forms here, right? So just like that 4-hour breaker I showed you, here's your swing low, let's say, right? There's going to be a candle, right, that is responsible for driving price below the swing low. That's your breaker candle, and that's the one you want to mark out. And then when we regain that candle, that's where you buy, right? And your stop goes here or below the breaker. What will that look like in actuality? It'll look like this. Let's assume that the next couple of candles here, getting a little educational on y'all, I'm sorry if you hate it. What's the best way to fucking do this? There we go. Okay. So let's assume the next candle is like this and then like this. Okay. Then it puts a candle in like this, a green one on the way back. Okay. This would be your breaker block right here. The up candle that caused price to drive below the swing low. Soon as we reclaim that low, right, you would draw this candle out in time. This is your breaker block, right? And then there's your entry, right? That's the setup, right? That would be the breaker. I'm not saying this is going to be a breaker candle, but that's kind of what I'm trying to explain in terms of this squiggly line if it were candles. So that's what I'm looking for on Bitcoin, okay? We've got nice confluence of support here. This would be, there's other ways to get in, right? We break the high, you get in on a pullback. But for me, I like to enter at extremes of moves, right? So a little liquidity run, a nice little pullback right into your kind of OTE. That would be all of the kind of, ticks on my, reason to enter a trade ticked off there. There was a stop hunt. We have support. We're in an area of discount or premium in terms of the range. That's when I want to get involved, and I'm targeting about 60K. So I would not be surprised if we put in a high on this next week, and then we have like a red week. We have a red week coming in, maybe next week or something like that. But I'm leaning towards us attacking 60K this week. I just don't see why we wouldn't. Market structure is bullish to me. Michael Saylor buying BTC, nice little $1 billion of long liquidations here, highly leveraged people getting out of the trade, so or getting knocked out of the market, excuse me. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here on Bitcoin, right? Run of these lows into here, get long, target 60K. Does that make sense for everyone? Mary says smoking is bad for health. So is trading crypto. Thanks for your advice, man. You're saving me from dumb stuff. It's not financial advice. Always remember that. Yes, I will look at alts. J20's been liquidated twice. Don't do that, bro. Don't get liquidated. Use stops. Tharsh wants to know, is staking worth it? I've never done it, so I don't know. I'm going to be doing a YouTube video series soon where I cover some of these types of topics: staking, Uniswap, DeFi, just all the stuff that's come out this cycle, NFTs that I've just been lazy and haven't learned. So I want to cover that shit. I want to get going on that shit and learn about it, right? Because I know I've missed out. So I'd like to maybe learn with you guys at the same time. Like, that'd be cool. Thoughts on F? That's coming up next. BCH, sure. Can you recommend any vids on risk management? Absolutely. Crypto Cred has an entire video series on risk management. Highly recommend. It's all free. It's on his YouTube channel, which is linked in his Twitter bio. Thanks for doing these. You're welcome, Tyler. Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Dixie Normus? That name kills me. What's up from Oz, Cameron? Hi from Montreal. Bonjour, mon ami. Comment ça va? I'm hungry. Or are you in Hungary? I'm hungry as well. Would love to see Vet if you have a couple of minutes. New here, enjoying the stream from the Caribbean. Damn. I was supposed to be in St. Martin for Christmas, but COVID fucked that up. What's up from Ukraine? I need a mentor, still making mistakes. There's tons of free content on the internet where you can learn. I have a free Discord you can join as well. You can kind of sharpen your skills and stuff, but practice makes perfect. Bay's the best. Bitcoin, ADA, Ethereum. That's a pretty good mix. Never say never. Okay, Justin Bieber. What's up, dude, Maine? Cool name, Maine. Hey, from Germany. What's something I know in German? 9. Schnitzel. Mein Schnitzel is Gusta der Wein Wiener. That's German, I think. Maine. I'm going to have to name my kids after you, SC, and XO, and Annabessa. Keep up the good work and stay profitable. Thanks, bro. Almost all cryptos dropped during the weekends. Been very common. Do I think there will be a 30-40% dip everyone is waiting on? I think eventually. Do you see 28 BTC transfer to Gemini? I did see that. I don't really know what that means. Like, is it bullish? Is it bearish? Does that mean someone's going to be selling a bunch? I don't fucking know. I'm sure what will happen is something will happen and then someone will fit that narrative to the move after the fact, right? Trying to like form some kind of edge on this stuff, to me, it's just like not, it's a non-factor for me. So I just focus on the chart, right? But like, I'm sure like we'll see some sort of dump, right? And then like this, and someone will go, oh, that's because of the Gemini thing. And I'll say, okay. What's up, Rob? Will you talk about Polk? Sure. Bybit Apes. What do you think about CME Gap for the weekends? Godly stash. Thanks, bro. I've been growing this out for weeks. Invalidate the low with a wick or closing below there. I don't want to see us come back here at all, right? Like if price comes back here at all, I don't like it. Wick or not. Yes, I will look at FBTC. Crypto Main. This guy's an OG. Sure, Sheeb. Okay, ZRX, sure, we'll look at it. Love the explanation. It's good. I'm glad. Yes, I'm going to do Ethereum next, guys. How do I do my stops, right? So your stop is where your idea is invalid, right? So I think that's something that people really don't understand with trading, and that's why I like this level, right? Like to me, this is now you're wrong. If you're long and we're below here, you're wrong, right? If price is bullish, we do not come back here, right? So if price is trading up like this, and you want to long a pullback here, okay? Where is your invalidation? Where is longing here wrong? I'm pointing at the screen as if you can see it. See what I'm pointing at. Where is your long idea incorrect, right? So just in this little example, right? To me, long is based on us having higher lows and higher highs, right? So for me, my long invalidation, just based on this very rudimentary example, would be here, right? That is where we've now done what? Because if price, right, like we have higher lows, higher highs, right? Higher lows, higher highs. If price all of a sudden does this, what have we now done? We've now made a lower low. We've broken the bullish market structure, which is the context in which I entered the long. So you're wrong there, right? So that is a very simple example of why your stop would go here, right? So one thing I think people don't understand is where is your idea wrong? That's where your stop is, right? So if you're short, like, and you're like, okay, I'm wrong above here. If we're trading up here, and you're still in your trade, what the fuck are you doing, right? Where's your idea wrong? Because let's say we do this. Let's say you short here, right? and we trade down, but then we do this, you get stopped out, but then it closes an SFP. And you're like, oh fuck, it is gonna go down, but I got stopped. Guess what? You can enter again. Now your invalidation is that swing failure pattern, and you can get short again. So you get stopped out once, you're negative 1R, right? But then you hop back in and it goes to target and you get 2R. That nets you 1R. You're still up. That's why you use asymmetric risk reward, right? That's why you want to use 2-to-1s, 3-to-1s for your risk reward, because it allows you to get stopped out a couple of times, and then you get one winner, and you're back in the green. That is the whole point of asymmetric risk reward, right? So you don't have to win every trade. You can actually lose more than you win and still make money. So it allows for that, variance in your strike rate. No one is going to be hitting 50, 60, 70% of their trades all the time, right? So you need to have an idea of where's your trade wrong, and that is where your stop goes. And then once you know where that is on the chart, let's say you're long right now, and you're long from here, and your stop is here, okay? And you're targeting 60K. So your stop, what this means here, right? Your stop is 1.5% away. Your stop is 1.5% away from your entry, right? So this is what you need to know then to go into your calculator, whether it's on the exchange or you're doing it manually, in terms of how to determine your position size, right? And that's something that people do not do. They say, okay, well, if I'm wrong, I only want to lose $200. Well, if let's say you only want to lose $200, and that means your stop has to be here based on how big you're going. Well, is your idea wrong there or there, right? If your idea is wrong here, you need to make it so however big your position size is, when price trades at this level, that's when you lose $200, right? So first thing is you use TA, you use the chart to say, where's my idea validated and where is my entry? Once you know those two things, then you can go onto your platform and actually figure out how big of a position can I open so that when I get stopped out, or if I get stopped out, excuse me, because positive vibes only, obviously, I only lose my desired, 2-3%, whatever you're risking on the trade. And the problem is people are trading with extremely high leverage, and they don't realize that, like, hey, maybe my stop is here, right? But they're getting liquidated here because they have no idea how to use risk management or position sizing or any of that shit. So I highly suggest you check out CryptoCred's YouTube course on this shit, because it is supremely important to understand, especially if you're trading with leverage, which I think most people should not be doing unless you have if anything that I just said to you there does not make sense, you should not be trading with leverage. Okay. So, what's next? Let's look at Ethereum. Okay, so Bitcoin plan, crystal clear. I think everyone gets it. Thanks, Aaron. Is alt season over? I don't think so. I think there could be a pullback on altcoins based on what Bitcoin Dominance is doing, but I don't think alt season is over by any means. Aaron says main as top tier content. Thank you so much. Staking is good if you don't get impermanent loss. I don't even know what that means. I get liquidated on purpose so I can become a better trader. That's funny. CryptoCred has great videos. Have you thought about doing a course, a mentor program? I have thought about it. I've had a group before. It's a lot of work. I make money trading. So right now, not something that really interests me, especially with how crazy the market is, but maybe one day. Hello, what's the history behind breakers? They're called breakers because they break market structure. You learned German from Top Secret. Such a good lad. Thank you. Wallet was mislabeled as a Coinbase wallet. There you go. How do I find your Discord? Go to my Twitter. Click the link in the description, and there is a link to my Discord there. It's free. Okay, sorry guys. There's a lot of messages in here, and I don't want to spend the whole video reading messages when I know people are here for the charts here. Okay, so how many monitors do I got? I got 3 monitors. Okay, so Bitcoin crystal clear. We're going to 60K for show, for show. Let's look at Ethereum. So I posted this chart on Twitter the other day when we were trading up here. And basically what I was seeing, right, was we had made it over 2K, right? We had made it over 2K, but you know, what I'd kind of seen is weakness in Ethereum BTC. And I felt like, at least for me, the move to 2K was primarily driven by Bitcoin strength as opposed to Ethereum strength. So what you can have is when Bitcoin itself is very strong, you can see alt USD pairs go up, right? But, and I've talked about this nonstop, what you often find is, you know, the alt BTC pair is bleeding out, and that alt USD itself is underperforming Bitcoin, right? So in this most recent move, even though Ethereum hit 2K, Bitcoin had a higher percent gain. Your money was better off in Bitcoin. Why? Because FBTC was bearish. So I had talked about you know, potential for a wipeout here. I said, I think we might get some sort of pullback here, and I'm a buyer in the gray, is what I said. And like Bitcoin had a shakeout, Ethereum did as well. It was just a lot nastier. And so we wicked way down below the gray box, actually ended up coming and tagging this level here, but then we closed above. So I got some orders filled here, and then I had a mini heart attack as I was instantly underwater. But the fact that the H4 closed back above the block there, I said, you know what, okay, I'm not too concerned about that. That looks okay to me. So rode those. You know, we kind of are potentially putting in a lower high here is the only thing that's concerned of me. So what I want to do and what I want to focus on is Ethereum Bitcoin, because right now Ethereum Bitcoin is still struggling to find a bottom. And until Ethereum Bitcoin finds that bottom, you're better off trading Bitcoin, right? Like if you have to have your money in either Bitcoin or Ethereum right now, it's better in Bitcoin. Once Ethereum BTC bottoms, great. Then you can rotate your capital. We just had a weekly close here, by the way. Looks pretty good, guys. Weekly close gets the main thumbs up of approval. So what do you want to do right now on the weekly close, right? What do you want to do? Mark out your open. Okay, this is now your weekly open right here. Right here. I'm just going to actually mark it with a line like this. Right? Zoom in. So if we start trading below the weekly open, what was our setup, right? It was a run below these lows here, right? This would line up pretty well with a long signal, right? So you could long it on that setup I discussed, or if we trade below the weekly open, then get back above the weekly open early in the week, you just all in long and forget about it. No stop, all gas, no brakes. Just kidding about the last part, obviously. Okay, so back to Ethereum here. So until we have that strength show up here, right, we need this to find a bottom, right? So for most of the month of February, right, we have the first week of February, this outperformed, but the last 2 weeks consecutively, Bitcoin has outperformed Ethereum by a significant margin. If I take from the top here to the bottom here, that's 21% to the downside on the Ethereum USD or BTC pair. If I look at the last 2 weeks on Ethereum, right, from top to bottom, we went up 30%. What did we go up on Bitcoin in the last 2 full weeks? 53%. What is the difference there? It's that 20% here. There's your difference. The amount that this went up relative to this, what's the difference? It's the amount this went down, right? That's the correlation between those two. So right now, this thing needs to find a bottom. So this is kind of where I'd hoped it would bottom. So we had this weekly area here, right? Support, support, right? Resistance, 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 resistance. I said, okay, beauty, SR flip. We had a decent candle here, but then now we've just broken through. So what does that mean? It means we look lower. Am I bearish on this? Not at all. The question is where does it bottom, right? Because I am bullish. I do want it to go up, but you need to, understand that you have to play the chart, right? If you have a level that you're holding and you're saying, oh, it's got to bounce here, and it doesn't, you got to find a new level, right? Obviously, your SR level is wrong. I'm wrong here. This level did not hold. So I'm still bullish on this thing, right? Like, remove all this bullshit. This is still bullish to me. I'm still thinking we put in a higher low and do this. We are going to here. I am 99% sure, because nothing is certain in life, but I'm like 99% sure that we go here. The question is how low do we go first? So removing all of those levels there, I have this level that I like here. Off of the monthly, there's a level of interest as well. So if you mark this is a monthly order block here. Could we come back here? Potentially, right? Bring this down to the weekly. Pull your fib from low to high. Right on the 0.62, bang. So maybe this is where we bottom, right? Maybe this is where we bottom. I don't know. Too early to tell. But what I want to see is some sort of bullish price action, start forming on the lower time frames into support here on Ethereum BTC. So monthly order block potentially is where we're coming to. So we're potentially coming down to here. I would like to see us bounce before this 31928, but this is a level that I'm watching. If we come into here and start forming bullish price action, I'm going to load up the longs bigly on ETH. An area that I like that is confluent with that zone is right here. This area right here. Okay? So we're getting a little bit of confluence between the monthly order block, and now we've got a 3-day order block that lines up very nicely. So if you go back to my original chart, that's this level right here. And I posted this one on Twitter, 2 days ago. This next area of interest, that's right here. Okay, so that all lines up there with the monthly order block. So I'll just draw those real quick here. Monthly order block, go down to the 3-day. This is an area where, okay, let's see if we can build some sort of bullishness in here. Like, we're getting a little bit of a weekly open dump. Let's see. Let's see. This would be cool if this happened live. I want it to be quick. Anyways, okay, so want to see some bullishness, right? Like, this thing is getting sold off to motherfucking shit, right? So this sell-off, just like this ascent was very fast, right? This sell-off is getting quite steep. So eventually this thing is going to find a bottom, right? The question is where is it, right? So maybe we get one more bounce and then it bottoms, right? But this is an area that I could see us bottoming in. This 3-day order block here into high time frame SR, right? So big sell-off into high time frame SR, and then some sort of bounce here. So what I want to be looking for, if I'm an ETH bull, is I want to be looking for bullish price action on the ETH BTC pair to occur in this zone. So what does that look like on the lower time frames? Well, we can go down to like the H4. This looks like an interesting area to me. Nice untested level right there. You've got a swing low here that can get swept. So what do I want to see? I want to see some sort of bullishness occur. What does that mean? It could be something as simple as, a sweep and a reclaim. We've already swept that level, it looks like. Or some sort of move down, into here, and then what? Bullish price action. Higher highs, higher lows. Right? So I need to see something constructive. I need to see what you saw here. Where is a good example of this? right here. This is the kind of price action I want to see low time frame, right? So this is very similar looking PA to where we are right now, right? So if I'll go to where we are right now, right? We've got a big move up, retracing hard, right? That looks very similar to what you're seeing right here, right? Big move up, retracing hard. What do we see here that gives you the hint that this area might be holding? You see bullish price action, right? You see lows, high, higher low, right? And then ultimately a higher high. You see bullish order blocks getting respected. You see the market structure starting to shift. We're kind of consolidating here. That's what I want to see happen in this gray box. I want to see some bullish price action occur in this gray box in here. So we'll wait and see what that looks like. There's nothing there yet. There's nothing telling me that this thing is bottomed yet. I need to see some sort of reaction, and I think we're so close to this zone, I'd be very surprised if we don't, dip in here and then do something. So this is kind of my areas of interest, on Ethereum BTC. Again, that's where they come from, right? The 3-day chart, zooming into the H4. This is the monthly order block. This is an untested H4 level. Here's a relevant swing low. So I want to see some sort of bullish PA into here to tell me that we're going to potentially reverse. Okay? Okay. Any questions there? Should you leave a buffer for SFP and then jump back in? I mean, that's up to you, right? If your stop is right above the high, right, then the SFP, right, happens, then you step back in, right? It's up to you where you put your stop, obviously. Don't leave it so tight that you're getting stopped out before the actual high gets taken, but a swing failure pattern runs stops. That's what it does. Okay, look, we're running this first swing low right now as we speak. So let's see what happens here. See if we run this one and then get some sort of reclaim live. That would be pretty cool. Would be pretty cool. We might only run this one. I don't know. It's too early to tell. Oops. So FBTC makes sense for everyone. How is win rate calculated? Like 60%, does that simply mean you mean 60% of all trades? Is that 60% ROI, total bet amount? No, so my win rate, my strike rate is what I would call it, is how many trades I win. If I take 10 trades and I win 6 and lose 4, my strike rate is 60%. Elite Hackers says, hello, I bring everyone good news about the Illuminati Brotherhood and how they, Cam, you spelt that wrong, help you become rich and famous. Contact this Grandmaster. How about you contact this Block? Are you banned or bland? Based on the chart right now, I'm extremely bland. I'm getting absolutely raped and banned. I'm here for the neck. Here it is in all its glory. There's no vids on your Discord. I mean, there's videos in my Discord. I have an entire channel called Video Content. Hello from the Czech Republic. Can you share a link for your PA Palace? I will post a link to the Discord at the end of the video, guys. But if you go to my profile and you click this link here, it's within that Linktree link. There's a link to my Discord, okay? Okay, let's see how this shapes up while we're on stream here. Would be super sweet to see a trade play out live while on stream. Okay. Thanks for the education. It's late in Germany. Go on. I will view this in this morning. Thanks, bro. Thanks for tuning in. It's okay, Wendell. We're still here. Bro, can you explain an order block again? I've been trying to grasp the idea for a while. Can't find a simple explanation. Bro, I've gone over what order blocks are so many times on stream and in different videos. So just go watch some of my old videos. I do complete explanations in terms of what they are and how they work. And I've also explained them on my Twitter. If you go into my Twitter and you type in TraderMain TA Tips, so hashtag TMTA Tips, I have like a picture infographic where I explain it as well. We're running this second low right now. Let's see, it might enter a little cheeky long on stream. I'm gonna have to see how this shapes up first. So this is still very early in the hourly, right? So I want to see, ideally this closes like an SFP or something. So wick into here and then close back above would be ideal. LTC is next, bro. Why do we have to dump on every Asia Open? Why do they like to sell? I don't know. They like violence, I guess. Did you close the ETH USD position? I took partial profits on my ETH USD trade, but I'm still holding a portion. You know, if we lose this low, I'll probably cut the rest. Because, yeah, it's not looking so bueno here. It's not looking so bueno at all. But again, right, this is exactly what I had planned. I'd drawn this out before it happened for you guys as a potential setup, right? So I'd like to see a little bit more of a dip and then up only resumption to start the week. But not surprising to see a little bit of a pullback on the weekly open. Okay, yeah, Litecoin is coming next, guys. I'm just going to do FUSD, but I just want to make sure that FBTC shit is clear. My voice is calming today. That's good. As opposed to what? Is it usually alarming or am I usually freaking you out? RSR, I'll take a look at. I'll look at XPX. Antoine says, do I always wait for confirmation of reversal? Do I sometimes anticipate it? So it's both, right? So, you know, sometimes you can get into a trade as an anticipatory trade, right? So if I have price going like this, I could set orders here with a stop here in anticipation of a higher low, right? That would be anticipatory. Or you might say, okay, I want to wait and see, and then if price goes here, and then we get some sort of bullish reaction, like a low time frame, you know, market structure shift, right? Then I'm getting in. This is going to be more of a reactionary trade, right? And usually with the reactionary trade, because you're watching it live, that's also going to be the difference. Anticipatory trades, you can, you know, set limits and walk away. If you want to get in live and be predictive, right? Reactionary, usually you're going to be able to get in a little bit tighter of a stop because within this little, you know, pullback, you might say, okay, here's our little reaction I was looking for. Now I'm getting in on a nice and tight trade here within this as opposed to having my stop way down here. So I do both. It depends. Am I going to be on screen? What time frame am I looking at? That kind of thing. Holy fuck, this is so educational. I'm glad you think so, bro. Hello from Czech Republic, Maine. Can you share us a link for the PA Palace? It's in the link. It's in the Twitter, my Twitter bio. What does H4 mean? That means the 4-hour chart, right? That's this chart here. This is the H4 chart. Ltc Btc I will do. ZRX I will do. Sapan says I love you, man. I love you too, bro. Josh says he's enjoying the streams. Thanks, Josh. What's your call for an entry on BTC? I just explained it. Hopefully this makes sense. I want to see us spike into here and then reclaim this low. That would be kind of my entry trigger. How did I make those fat trend lines? It's just the trend line tool, and then you just change the size of it. This Ethereum price action could kill a man. Have you seen it? Absolutely powerful. Could you pull that up, Jamie? That's a good Joe Rogan impression. So this is exactly what I want to see, right? I was hoping it might dip lower, but if we close this hourly back above this low, I think that's actually bullish. But we'll see. It's still too early to tell. Like that ray tool, but without extending it to the right. I don't know, bro. Is it just this? Like this thing? All that is the triangle tool. I just had it go right. Okay, so I'm going to cover ETH/USD now. So hopefully my ETH/BTC analysis makes sense, right? Like what I want to see. I want to see some sort of move, lower into this 3-day demand here. And then I want to see some sort of bullish price action form. And once that happens, I'll be more confident in getting into some sort of, Ethereum, USD, longer term swing trade relative to Bitcoin, right? So let's wait and see what happens here. We still got time. It's a new week, blah, blah, blah. So ETH/USD, based on everything I just explained with ETH/BTC, right now it's the laggard relative to BTC itself. So looking at this price action, I'd drawn this out. I'd sent this to y'all. I said, hey, I'm expecting a little bit of a dump to clear out these lows. If I'm in ETH/BTC longs right now, I do not want to see us really go much lower than we are currently. I think if we're getting back below this order block here, I think that's actually bearish. I want to see, same as Bitcoin, I want to see this wick get defended. The worst case scenario is we see some sort of run below here, but I want to see this area hold. Ideally, I would want to see this area hold. Absolutely. So a dip into here is fine, but nothing lower than the gray. If we start trading below this gray box, I would be getting out of any sort of Ethereum longs that I'm in, because then I think we're going to be trading, down into the kind of 1700s again. So 1840 to 1870, this is an area where maybe you could try and catch a bid. But not really interested in Ethereum longs relative to Bitcoin longs until it is able to, find a bottom on ETH/BTC and then flip 2K. I mean, leave it to Ethereum to finally hit 2K and, only trade over it for a few hours. So looking here, we've got like a little bit of a bearish order block here that we've, come down, retested, sent lower. So this to me is your breakout long, right? So two scenarios for longs on Ethereum USD is going to be the, buy the dip long, right? So you got a low there, you got another low here, right? We'll zoom in one more degree here, right? This low's been run, I believe, right there. So similar to Bitcoin, right? Run of these lows here, reclaim, and then we're potentially interested. Potentially interested, okay, into here. This would be where I'm bidding. Alternatively, is a reclaim of this, right? Reclaim of this order block here, and I think we're going to send much higher. But Ethereum remains cucked, and it's funny to see all of the Ethereum copers on Twitter. I long Ethereum. I've been long Ethereum. I've been going against my own advice about longing Ethereum. Until Ethereum BTC proves that it has found a bottom, you are in the wrong trade if you're long Ethereum instead of Bitcoin. That's just a fact. So all the people complaining about funding, complaining about Ethereum's AIDS tier price action, complaining about how it's lagging behind everything else, all they have to do is go look at the Ethereum BTC chart and say, has this chart bottom? And if it hasn't, and they're longing it instead of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going up, you're in the wrong fucking trade. Simple as that. So, you can look at just the alt BTC pair when you're trading the alt BTC. But if you're trading the alt USD pair, you need to know if the alt BTC pair is bullish or bearish. Because if it's bearish and it's going down, like Ethereum USD BTC is right now, you're going to be in the laggard relative to Bitcoin itself, right? So, okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. So I would like to see a relatively snappy reaction into this low. I've got another monitor over here where I'm looking at some shit. That's why I keep looking over. Is it gonna give me what I want? This would be cool if we got into a trade live here on stream. Little lower, baby. So if it doesn't come into here, if it does not come into here, but this closes as like an SFP, so like we get a big buyback here to close out the hourly, I would enter in just as like an SFP trade, right? Stop below the wick and enter on the candle close. But if it comes into here, I'll probably just start bidding. Big stretch, sorry. A little bit different video here, guys, because we're getting a little bit of action. But I think drawing a trade setup in advance and then seeing it work out would be super, super cool to do live. Okay. We'll monitor this. I've got it on my other screen for now, so we'll continue to monitor. Continue to monitor Bitcoin here. All right, so back to Ethereum, right? So until Ethereum BTC finds a bottom, which it has not done yet, right? It has not done yet. Till it does, and it proves that it's bottomed, you're better off longing Bitcoin itself instead of Ethereum USD. So go on Twitter, complain all you want about funding, complain all you want about how it's lagging behind Bitcoin. You know why it's lagging behind Bitcoin. It's because Ethereum BTC looks like shit right now. And until it finds a bottom, you would have been better off just being long Bitcoin itself, right? And that's just the way it is. So hopefully Ethereum BTC finds a bottom on either of these two scenarios that I've just laid out, right? So another stab lower or a flip of this area. That's where I'm interested in getting involved. But keep in mind, I want to see FBTC find a bottom before I long into more Ethereum USD than I have to. All right? So we'll look at Litecoin next here. And the conversation I'm going to have about Litecoin is the exact same as the conversation we just had about Ethereum BTC. You need to look at Litecoin BTC. Has that bottom? Is that in a position to outperform Ethereum or BTC? If it is, it makes sense to long. If it isn't, it does not make sense. Very interested to see how this plays. We'll see how the 30-minute closes here. We're definitely going to close through this low, but we might not close through this one. I will get to your altcoin request, guys. What are the levels on my FBTC chart? Here they are, okay? 3-day demand here is this gray box. The lower level is this monthly order block open right there, okay? And within the 3-day demand, I have this little H4 level right here. And then I just got a swing low here marked. Those are my levels. Has Has my trading gotten better with workouts? I actually think so. Yeah, I think working out has been a positive effect on my trading. It's a great opportunity to kind of, you know, unwind the mind, reset a little bit mentally, and just kind of, you know, zone back in when I'm in on the charts. We sit at a desk a lot, right? It's good to get up, get active, get the blood flowing, get the juices going. So yeah, I think working out has been positive. And I'm fucking huge now. Agree with the chat. First time here. I like how you explain stuff. Thank you. Are you aiming to be the next corpse grinder? I don't know what that is. Let me know. Hello, Maine. When you snowboard, do you wear underwear? Yes, I wear long underwear. Nice to be able to put a face with a Twitter user. No question, you know TA. Thanks, bro. I'm just here to learn about the Illuminati, aren't we all? Yeah, I'll cover XRP. How do you make your time frames appear as a line as opposed to the drop-down menu? When you go to the drop-down menu, you just star it, and if you put that little star next to it, it will appear up there. Not a fat trend line, flat. You pull a trend line, mark a level, but the trend line comes out perfectly. Is it just your action to the mouth? Oh yeah, just hold shift. So when you're drawing the line, right? If you hold shift, it will snap to straight. How many coins are you trading? Not a ton. Okay, so the 30-minute did not close as an SFP, or did it? I don't think so. Right, what's the low here? 701, and the close here, 700. Threw it by $1, so we're going lower. Let's see how the hourly shapes up. I would want the hourly to close ideally as an SFP, right? We're coming into this as well. Right, so really want to see a bullish reaction from here, or else we're fucking dicked and we might go down to 55,000. Oh my god. Okay. How many coins am I trading? Not that many. I'm not like a huge altcoin guy. I mostly just trade Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and other majors with leverage. The majority of the shit I trade is here. This is the majority of what I trade. All here. Okay, I'm gonna cover LTC next here. So, don't love how this is looking. Okay, LTC. So exact same conversation on LTC is the one that we're having on, you know, on ETH, right? So we need to see this start to look bullish before we get interested in, you know, longing LTC relative to BTC. Because as long as this is going down, right, that means Bitcoin is dominating this pair, right, and it is outperforming LTC. So until that changes, your money is better off in Bitcoin relative to LTC. And so if you look, right, this has been a lot closer, right? These have been smaller body candles, right? FBTC has been like this for the month of February, big red candles. This has been flat, so that means LTC is done, you know, relatively equal to Bitcoin, but it is not outperforming. Is that it? Is that our SFP here? I think we're about to bounce. Let's see if we get the bounce. Okay. Sorry, I keep hopping around because I might enter a trade here while on stream. Okay. So need to see this start to get bullish before we hop in, right? Before we determine if this fucking makes sense. So monthly order block here. First kind of clue of potential bullishness. Still nothing here on the monthly chart. Zoom into the weekly. Okay, still not bullish. This is not bullish on the weekly, but we've come into that monthly order block and we've now swept a low and we're kind of going sideways. So still no bullish price action here on the weekly. This is actually bearish still, right? But we're in the monthly support now. I want to see bullish price action start to form, right? So we've now swept a low on the weekly chart. Go down to the daily. So now we've got a big kind of consolidation here on the daily within our high time frame monthly support. And what I've marked in the green here is a breaker. So this is the up candle that caused the down move, right, to take out this low here. And we're now retesting it from the upside. So what I want to see is I want to see price essentially hold above here. So this is now potential bullish price action on LTC. We've got a low, a high. We've made a higher high here, right? So we had a low, lower low. Now we've got a higher high. So now I'm looking for a higher low here to form on LTC BTC. So that's what I'm watching for on LTC BTC right now to see if we are going to get the kind of reaction that I want for price. I'm about to excuse me. Sorry about that. That was closed the entire time. Tried to play it off cool. So I want to see if we get bullishness here. Here, look at this, guys. Main God. What are we doing? What are we doing, boys? Are we getting it or not? Or nah? If we get above here, I think we'll pop. Still too early to tell if that was the low. Still too early. Anyways, I'll keep an eye on it, guys. If I enter this trade, it's going to be live. It'll be cool. We're doing it live. All right, so we're into the Ltc Btc analysis here. Daily chart has actually put in its first hint of bullish market structure, right? So we started at the monthly. We're in a monthly support. Then we go down to the weekly. We're consolidating. We have an SFP in a monthly support. Now we're down to the daily, and we actually have our first hint of bullish price action, right? So the time frames fold into each other. If this is going to turn around, the bullish price action is going to appear on the lower time frames first. So you're seeing that here potentially coming in. So this is your bullish invalidation right here. We do not want to trade below this low, okay, if this is going to go up. So if this is going to go up, I don't want this low. Ideally, I'd like this green box to hold, but I don't want this low to get taken. That would be my invalidation. So arguably, you could take the green box and make it bigger, right? Make it encompass this entire area here. This is kind of where I don't want price to go below, okay? I don't want it to go below this little low right here. And if this starts turning up and we're able to break out of this massive downtrend here, right? So the next step would be taking out this high, right? So if that starts happening, LTC, this is the type of conditions you need to see in price action to see LTC to fly to, $400 or whatever, is you need to see bullishness occur on this chart, right? So that's what we're going to be watching for on LTC BTC. So looking constructive, right? Like this is what I want to see happen on this. Within this block, I want to see what's happening here. I want to see bullish price action. This is what I mean by that, starting to form. Let's just take a quick peek back over here. Wish you were not so annoying. Ooh-wee. So that's clearly an SFP if this closes like this. Let's see. Again, still too early for me. Still a little too early for me to be like, yeah, the bottom's in. But get above here, right? And I see a void up into here. I know this is the M1, but the shit works the same. This is a void here to here that could get filled. We'll see. But look, we're rejecting from here right now. Needs to flip this little 1 minute zone. So anyone who tells you that the 1 minute is just noise, they don't know how to read price action. I'm not saying you should just trade the 1 minute chart, but it's relevant. If you understand the high time frame, you can then zoom into the low time frame and make decisions. Let's see. We'll see. Let's go. Let's go. Everyone market buy immediately. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this. But LTC Btc is starting to give me decent vibes in terms of on the daily. We might actually be bottoming out here and turning around. And that's what I would want to see to get involved in, you know, some more major LTC USD longs. What do we got going on here? So LTC USD. I don't know what's going on there. Just check the chat here. Are you checking out multiple different exchanges or is it other coins? No, on my other monitor I have my broker open in case I want to enter a trade. Longing this early into the weekly open, would it be a short-term trade? I don't know. It depends what price tells me, right? Like if price looks like it wants to go higher, I'll let it ride. But, you know, this is a risk-defined long setup here. So I have no problem taking that. It doesn't matter when it happens during the week, right? If it gives me the setup I want, you know, the low of the week could set today. You don't know. Anything can happen, baby. If you put your mind to it. What am I smoking on? It's like a little vape pen that my girlfriend left over here. Live trading with the boss is so cool. Thanks, man. What juice are you vaping? It's some disgusting mango fucking vape. The one thing I miss about smoking weed is the act of actually smoking. I miss that more than getting high. It's weird. Like just the act of smoking I really enjoy. I wish there was something I could smoke that was like not bad for me. Like just something I could smoke that was like just had no nicotine in it or nothing. Why is FBTC chart so important to look at? I just explained to you, right? That entire conversation about LTC, BTC, and FBTC, go watch that again, right? If that pair, right? I don't know how many times I can fucking explain this shit. Any altcoin versus BTC is a fraction, right? The alt is the numerator. BTC is the denominator. Okay? How do fractions work, right? If the denominator is stronger, the fraction as a whole will go down, right? And vice versa. So if you don't understand this, right, you need to learn it because this is super fucking key. If I have an altcoin, right, if I have any alt versus Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is really strong, the fraction as a whole generally goes down, right? That's why it's called the Bitcoin Dominance Chart, right? The denominator, the dominant pair is Bitcoin, right? So if this is super fucking strong, the fraction as a whole will go down, right? And if the numerator is super strong, right, the fraction will go up, It's not that simple, but it essentially is, right? If Bitcoin and the altcoin are strong, this could be sideways or up, right? If the altcoin is super strong, but Bitcoin is weak, right? That's alt season. That's BTC Dominance is in a downtrend, and alt BTC pairs are mooning. This whole fraction is going up. This is the condition where you want to long alt USD. This is not. So even though alt USD might be going up, if this is what's happening with the alt BTC pair, you're better off just being in Bitcoin itself. So it's just a fraction. So you need to understand that, and that's why if you're long an altcoin and it's underperforming Bitcoin, it's because of this. Right? If you're long an altcoin and the alt BTC pair is bearish, like Ethereum right now, that's why that explanation is why it is happening, right? Because that alt BTC pair is bearish, the alt USD pair is underperforming Bitcoin because it's the numerator in that fraction. All of these altcoins are valued against Bitcoin, right? What's SFP? No, SFP means swing failure pattern. Okay, I just covered LTC, so we'll look at LTC USD now. This is already an hour and a half video, guys. Oh my god. Okay. So LTC USD, like I'm still bullish on. Like I think this chart will eventually look like this one, but until this breaks out of this downtrend, right? Bitcoin is still outperforming. So we need to be aware of that. This thing can come way down and retest. So looking at the monthly, right? We've come up into monthly SR here, right? And rejected 225. So I took a lot of money off of my altcoin, my LTC long at 225. And people were asking me why. They're like, oh, it just broke out, man. It's like, well, it's because I fucking had a plan in advance and now I'm just executing on it. So that's a key level that remains for me is 225. Looking at the weekly chart here, I don't think we're coming back here, but we could. Right? So this is a major SR flip, right? We didn't quite come up and touch this here, right? But reject, now we're through. This is major. Like I'm bullish as fuck on this thing. Do I think we come back here? No, but if we do, you long the shit out of it. If for some reason we come back here, you long the shit out of it. I don't think we will. I don't think we're going to come back to 170. But if we do, right, if Bitcoin has some huge fucking dump and we come back to 170, I think you long it hard. Zooming in on the daily, I kind of just want to see LTC USD just hold this. Right? I just want to see us hold this area. As long as we're holding here, I think we're okay. We've run these lows here now. So I would like to see this wick hold specifically, right? And I would like to see price, ideally maintain above 215 essentially, which is, just above this wick. For now this looks like consolidation here above support, right? So we flipped the level, we're now consolidating, but I want to see a move away. And the only way we're going to see a move away on this is if this thing turns up here. If this thing does not turn up, this is going to roll over and trade further down. And if we lose this 200 level, right? So, I don't want to see us trade below here, similar to Ethereum and similar to Bitcoin. But if we do lose this level, right, I think we trade back towards here. Not ideal, but possible. So be prepared for anything. I don't want to see us trade this low again, but if we do, I'm a buyer down here. But there's some empty space here. If we don't push up from right here, there's some empty space here for us to go much fucking lower. So you've got to be careful, you got to be aware, and you got to be prepared for anything. But for now, we're consolidating up here. This is putting in some potentially promising bullish price action, but we need to see that follow through on the BTC pair before we are confirmed that the low is in here. Once we are confirmed that the low is in here, right, like to me this is going to a minimum of here, right? That's my next target, and then you have another target kind of intermediary here, right? So once we can confirm that, we did have a weekly close above the level, right? So the weekly did close above the key level. That's a bullish sign. Sorry. Got 15 minutes, 10 minutes left to make this shit pop, boys. 10 minutes left. Okay. Weekly close was decent. My next target on LTC is here, and then ultimately here, right? But you have to be aware, right? We have to confirm, that this low is in, and those are kind of my levels of validation. I really don't want to see it trade below this order block right here. Like I want this to hold. So if anything, one more sweep, but ideally it's up only from here for LTC, and that's going to be completely predicated on this thing finding some strength and Bitcoin not absolutely shitting the bed. So here we go. Let's see, we've got 10 minutes to close this as an SFP. It doesn't have to close as an SFP, but I would like it a lot better if it did. I would like it a lot better if it did. So we'll see. We'll see how this closes. Ideal close is this closes up here. Look at the 1 minute. People saying the 1 minute doesn't work. I drew this for you guys right here, and look at the reaction. Right? So the 1 minute absolutely is relevant. So let's see where this hourly closes, and then we'll kind of decide how freaked out we are. I hate tighty whities. My nuts have no breathing space and my ass is all tight. Fuck that shit. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Corpse Grinder is the neck George Fisher from Cannibal Corpse. I still don't know what that is. What's up, Roy? How you doing, bro? Why don't you look at the 1 minute chart to scope low time during this PA? I just showed you the 1 minute chart. Is there any alt outperforming BTC? There's a few. A lot of alts look like shit right now, though, and that's because Bitcoin is looking, relatively heavy. Why don't you look at the 1 minute? Why chart LTC when you chart AVE and see if it gets a bullish reaction, it gets long? Because they're two completely different charts. It doesn't really matter, right? Fug, just throw on lo-fi, just focus on the trade with occasional commentary. Thanks, bro. Okay, God. You guys are blowing up the chat. No, I do not live in Calgary. I am in Vancouver. Okay, so we'll see how this hourly closes here in 9 minutes. Let's look at some other coins here. Let's look at DeFi as a whole, right? So we have this DeFi index here, which is interesting, because basically this is kind of your basket of goods for DeFi, right? So within this perpetual futures bucket, there's multiple different DeFi coins within. I don't know exactly what is the makeup of it, but this can be used as a good barometer for DeFi as a whole. Is DeFi topped? Is it bottomed? Yada, yada, yada. So looking at the daily, we have a swing failure pattern here, right? On this DeFi perp. Is this bubble popping? I don't know yet. It's too early to tell. But I don't love how some of the DeFi coins themselves are looking. Like if you look at Sushi, right? Like some of these are starting to look, very similar. SFPs, kind of 3 drives to the upside, right? So I don't know. We could be seeing, some sort of market-wide correction happening soon on some of these DeFi coins. So this is a good way to kind of watch, because this is made up of multiple DeFi coins. If the top is in on DeFi or not, this is a good chart that you can look at to kind of make that determination. So for now, daily swing failure pattern. This thing probably pulls back a little bit. To me, this is kind of your key SR here on the daily. If we trade below this gray box, we're trading into here. What does that mean? It means a lot of your DeFi coins like Sushi and shit like that are going to, have a pullback because those coins exist within this basket. It's no different than if the S&P 500 has a big pullback, that likely means that coins within the S&P 500 are pulling back, not coins, stocks like Tesla, like fucking Google and shit like that. So interesting thing to be able to track and to be able to watch. So keep an eye on this, and you can kind of see, what's going on. And we can see, if we're going to have some sort of big pullback, it will be apparent in this chart here. So watch this chart on the daily. Watch how we react at this SFP. If we flip this level, the party continues. If we pull back here, my expectation would be we do something like this. And, we put in, a little head and shoulders, whatever, and it trades a little bit lower. So check this out for sure. Or watch this for sure. Look at Ethereum. It's just fucking melting right now, isn't it? Shit needs to bounce real soon if it's gonna bounce. I don't know. I don't love it. It needs to trade above here to come trade into here. Otherwise, we're going to make a lower low. But maybe we're having some sort of, 3 drives kind of shenanigans here. But I would ideally like to see at least some sort of bounce, but I don't know. Too early to tell. Too early to tell. Four minutes to close way up here. Seems pretty unlikely at this point. So I don't think we're going to get the swing failure pattern here. I don't think we're going to get that. If anything, what we're praying for is a hold of this. Well, there you go. There's your answer. I don't think that's going to happen. Unless it gets a huge reaction, like right the fuck now. If we're bullish, we do not lose this gray. And it does not look very good. Three minutes to go. This looks like it's just going to nuke. Looks like it's just gonna nuke. Sorry, guys. Doesn't look good. Does not look good. Yeah, sorry guys. I can't keep up with the chat and everything all at the same time. Doing my best here. But this looks like ass. I would probably shift my bias towards a short now, just based on this fucking huge ass red candle on some sort of something like this, probably. Yeah, this is getting close. Disgusting. We're gonna get a bounce soon, but that bounce is probably to short. Like, unless we just absolutely get fucking saved. So, plan from the earlier there, I believe, is invalidated, y'all. Just be aware. Anyways, so I don't know. What do you guys want to see? Like, we're coming up on 2 hours here. Thanks, Mari. Thanks, Soul Gannett. Damien, appreciate you tuning in. All right, that just closed. Gross. Watch this accelerate now to the downside. This is going to take out this low 100%. Very quick. You can double click the price actions to zoom out to the default. That's cool to know. Any advice on mindset when moving from practicing backtesting to live funds? Sometimes you get paralyzed when the setup doesn't look perfect, which results in missing a chunk of decent trades. Oh God, here we go. Sorry guys, I'm in trades, so I'm trying to manage as I stream here. Give us a little bounce. Give us something. The ETH is getting railed. This looks bad. This looks bad. Yeah, dude, you just got to get in there and you just got to start executing, right? Like, if you have a plan and you take the setup, you know where you're wrong, just execute the trade. And if you're wrong, right? If you're feeling nervous about losing money, you're risking too much. And if you're feeling nervous about the setup not being perfect, it's never going to be picture perfect, right? You're not always going to get that perfect, retest entry. It might just do this, right? But have a plan, know where you're wrong, set up your risk in advance. And then what's the worst that can happen? You lose a little bit of money, right? If you know where your risk is and you know how much you're going to lose going into the trade before you even enter, what's there to worry about, right? Like, when I go into a trade, I don't think of how much am I going to make if I'm right. I go into the trade going, how much will I lose if I'm wrong? And once you have that mindset, you already know the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is you lose X number of dollars, go get it, right? If you go into the trade having no idea, whether or not, no idea how much money you're going to lose if you're wrong, oh, that's cool. You're fucked, right? Because then all of a sudden you're holding this trade, it's way past your validation, and you're just focused on the money. You need to know your worst case scenario before you go into the trade, and that's going to remove a lot of stress from your mind. Try CBD. I've thought about it, but I'm like, I've been so long without THC. I'm worried about doing CBD now. A little bit of a bounce here. Would like to see it reclaim this, or else it's just going to send lower again. That might have been a decent dip to buy. Did our ETH plan play out? Look at ETH. Look at our F plan. Remember this? Remember? So let's see if we can get back above here. It's a decent little reaction. Look at the 1 minute, right? It will respect levels. It will. So, yeah. Smoke dried garlic, bro. It's really healthy, bro. Thanks, man. There's 0 milligram e-liquid nicotine things. Yeah, I've thought about just smoking CBD. I don't know. Maybe there are some advantages to it because I miss smoking, but like I don't really want to smoke weed again. At least not right now. Roy says, hi, bro. Finally here with you live. Thanks, man. Glad to have you. Why did you long LTC? It wasn't bearish. Wasn't it bearish still versus BTC? Yes, but I longed LTC based on it coming into support. It was more of an anticipatory trade than anything, right? I was looking into it potentially bottoming here, right? So I was comfortable taking the trade, right? But we were into support. If this thing is free falling, not into support, yeah, not interested. But when it's into support, right? Look, for a few weeks here, LTC outperformed Bitcoin, right? For, a solid, 7 or 8 days. Did you look at the Bitcoin exchange net inflow? It just went 29K BTC. I talked about that at the start. That's not something I look at all, to be honest with you. It's not part of my edge. I don't try and make it... I don't try and understand shit that, makes shit more confusing for me, right? I know what works for me, and it's just looking at price action. I don't really try and add too many layers of other shit. That's the problem, right? Is people will be like, oh, I'm looking at this indicator. I'm looking at the on-chain activity. I'm looking at the option strike price. It's like, dude, less is more. The TA part is easy, right? Like marking the levels and shit is easy. It's how do you actually execute, then how do you manage risk, and then how do you manage your fucking psychology during the actual trade? That's the hard shit. That drawing the lines and shit is easy. That was the best explanation of Btc Dominance I've ever heard. Yeah, thanks, Vector. Let's fucking go, Brian. I saw that you're using some words that I don't understand. I'll make a list. ATH, all-time high. MIO is, in my opinion, ape means just to long indiscriminately. ETF means exchange trade fund. OB means order block. MS means market structure. OTE means the optimal trade entry. And SR means support and resistance. There you go. Where's my prize? I just want to fucking twist it up. Find me in my 745. We're getting a little bit of reaction, baby. Let's go. Okay. Nice little reaction there on the low time frame. Nice little reaction. Let's see if we can get a little bit of an upside push here. I mean, this is a big, bad red candle. So even though this is retracing a little bit, you got to be careful, right? This is a huge bearish engulfing candle. So seeing some sort of retrace here right off the rip is not surprising. Let's see where the H4 closes. If the H4 closes back above these lows, then maybe this was just, a little bit of an early in the week shakeout before we launch it. I just want to fucking twist it up. Still too early to say. Still too early. But that's just exhaustion from the bears there that we're seeing. A little bit of a retrace, right? Just consistent selling off, boom, boom, boom. We're going to run it back a little bit. I have a feeling we leg down again, but we'll wait and see. I probably wouldn't make a decision on a Bitcoin trade until the H4 closes, right? If this H4 closes kind of bullish, like so super long lower wick, then probably we go higher. But no trade for me. My trade didn't work out, right? So my trade idea, well, I mean, technically you could have just longed the order block, but I didn't do that. I was hoping for some sort of SFP, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Okay, Pong, dude. you don't need to copy and paste your message over and over and over again. I do my best to answer as many as I can, guys. No, I'm not in Calgary. I'm in Vancouver. Respect for your patience. Signs of a good teacher. Thanks, dude. Do you have limit trades for Wix already, or are you waiting and just market ordering? I try and always enter with limit orders. You know, sometimes you just need to mark it in. You know, if something's happening fast, if you're watching it on the low time frame and you just need to get in with size. But those fees add up. But yeah, I use market orders, but I'll also set limit orders overnight, or if I'm not going to be on screen and I'm trying to set like a stink bid, right? Like the way you get filled on something like this, if you're not on screen, is generally with a limit order, right? If you're not there, you just have some stink bids. Zach BTC looks bullish. Does it? I disagree. Well, actually. So I must have drawn this at some point. I don't remember when. I mean, it's looking potentially bullish. I wouldn't say it's bullish yet. Potentially bullish, right? But I'm not interested in this until it's over here. Right? Like until we're over this, I'm not interested in ZEC BTC at all. Get over here, then let's have a conversation. But as you can see right now, pretty clear rejection there. Looks like this is selling off. You know, maybe you come and buy it back into here. But, you know, you got a low, you got a high, you got a higher low, you got a higher high. So hopefully a higher low here and then up. But again, I would want to see us get above that gray box here on the weekly before I personally am interested in getting involved in this thing. And I don't think I will get involved. This is a coin I've only lost money on. Okay. Do you like Tofino? Yeah, Tofino's awesome. I love to surf. I mean, it's cold, but Tofino's beautiful, beautiful place. Obviously, the only place in BC that you can surf as well. One of the only places in Canada you can surf, unless you're on like the fucking Maritime Islands. Yeah. CME gap just closed. Okay, that's good news, right? BTC, what is the CME? What's the CME on this one? Okay, well, there's your gap close, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's it for the dump. Low of the week is in. Fucking moon it. Sorry, this is random, but I'm in Canada. Where do you do your taxes for crypto? I just have an accountant that does my taxes. Pay your taxes, people. 56K could be the reaction. Sir Can Goku might be right. That's the low for now. Let's see how it plays. Man, I'm fucking way behind on this chat, guys. I'm sorry. There's 370 people watching, and we're 2 hours in. This is crazy. Okay. Mr. New Creation, thanks for tuning in, man. So what do we want to look at? All right, guys, it's 2 hours. Usually I try and keep these videos right around 2 hours. I'll do a couple quick chart requests here. So hit me with your chart requests real quick. I'm gonna do like 3 coins, and then I'm gonna call it because I gotta eat some dinner. It's already 5 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything. All right, we'll look at band because I'm in band and it hurts. So we'll start with the Bitcoin pair. You know, I was hoping that we were going to break up here out of this fucking thing. You know, we're holding kind of this mid-range support. We're holding on for dear life. So I think this is even, what are we doing here? Right, so we've got high time frame, right? We've got potentially some bullishness forming here, right? But we're capped right here. So I do think that this eventually breaks out, right? Like I do think that this eventually does this and goes up to here. But timing is everything in trading, right? So you can long something, right? But if you long it at the wrong time, there's huge opportunity cost being in the wrong coin, right? So as I'm sure many of you are aware, if you've been long Ethereum for the month of February, you're in the wrong coin, and there's huge opportunity cost being long Ethereum versus being long Bitcoin, right? You're long the weaker coin. And it's not just between Ethereum and Bitcoin. There's tons of coins that have outperformed Ethereum this month, right? So I'm not saying you didn't make money. It still went up, but you're in the wrong fucking coin. So opportunity costs is something that you need to pay attention to. Just because you didn't lose money, it doesn't mean you made the right choice. So looking at band, we have this high time frame weekly demand. So what I like about it is we swept this low here into this weekly demand, and now we've got a range here, right? And we're trading right above the mid range. So what I'm basically watching for here is a breakout. I want to see us break to the upside on this BTC pair, and I do think we will, right? We're putting in bullish market structure here on the daily, right? And I just need this thing to break out of this downtrend, and then I think we will see that pop that I'm waiting for. Unfortunately, I long this thing like here. So I've been holding this for several days now, and band essentially has not done much. It's actually underperformed most of the market, and I've got some of my capital tied up in there. So it's not been a good trade for me in that sense. But this is, we're still at an area of interest for me. We're holding the mid-range, and we've got this daily order block here. So this is what I want to see hold on band BTC. As long as we're holding above this daily order block, I think eventually we will break out. And once we do break out, I expect this thing to fucking rip. So I'm still bullish on this, but I longed it a little early. There's no really two ways about it. I got in this one too early. If you bought spot, you're chilling. If we break below here, right, then I'm interested in getting out. One thing that you want to pay attention to is the Btc Dominance Chart. I do think that we are into support here. And if we do something like this, right, this move here will fucking destroy alts. And then maybe we have, some sort of big alt push after the fact. So something you got to be aware of is this chart. It is into support for me. We've now got this nice trend line retest, right? So I wouldn't be surprised to see a move up on BTC dominance here, maybe up towards this area. And then this is kind of when you shift back into alts and out of BTC. But it looks like BTC is the pair that you want to be involved in right now, based on this, right? So we'll see. 363 viewers. This is crazy. This has got to be one of my more popular streams, guys. I love it. So band BTC, like I said, still bullish on it, right? Got to be careful. Don't want to see it lose this low here or this block here. But eventually I'm expecting it to break out to the upside. So I'm okay holding it. I'm just kind of bitching more than anything. And then you look at band USD. What I like about this on the 3 days, this is kind of like an SR flip here, right? We have that previous kind of, all-time high right here. We're back above it, and we're consolidating. It's very wicky. It's very choppy in here. So you got to be careful, obviously, trading something like this on leverage. But to me, this just looks like a massive consolidation above resistance. Like this just looks like something that eventually here, is going to break out. It's just a matter of time. Obviously, if this thing breaks down, that would be bad. But for now, I'm okay being in this thing. I still think it does break up, but I want it to go sooner than later, right? The longer I'm holding it, the less I like it. But I don't really want to sell it at the low here. I'd rather sell it at the high. But if we break down out of this triangle, this is an area that needs to hold. I don't want to see us get back below here. So if it does one of these, right, I think we're okay. But if it does one of these, right? That's, you know, kind of a cause for concern, and we're going to see a steeper pullback on this. But, you know, consolidating for now. BTC pair also consolidating, so I don't hate it. I would like it a lot more if it went up. Gosh, you guys blew this shit up. Yeah, Cardano is a great one to look at here, right? So if you look at Cardano BTC, this is the kind of shit you want to be in, right? This is the kind of shit you want to be in. Why is Cardano outperformed Bitcoin so hard lately? Well, look at this fucking chart, right? This is why. So this looks really fucking good. This is bullish as fuck. That's why Cardano has been outperforming Bitcoin and been outperforming a lot of the market, right? Like if you look at this, right? It's outperforming ETH as well. Where is your money best spent in the month of February? Cardano is better than Bitcoin, better than Ethereum based on those two charts, right? So this is the kind of shit you want to be looking at, right? This is the type of analysis you want to be doing if you're playing altcoins. If your altcoin chart looks like this relative to Bitcoin, you're fucking killing it. So this thing is interesting, right? This thing's done really fucking well for the entire month. This has been a crazy run. I wish I owned some. I don't. But we are coming into resistance here, right? So this seems like a good area to probably take some profit off the table. Like if you rode this thing the entire way up, and we'll just look at Cardano USD real quick here. I remember charting this like months ago and being like, oh, this looks fucking bullish. Too bad I didn't fucking long it with my entire net worth. I'd fucking... that would be good. But yeah, here's why this looks so fucking good, right? Because this chart... What is going on? Because this chart looks so fucking good. So this to me seems like a good area to take some money off the table. Like if you've been riding this thing on the way up, this seems like a good area to take some money off the table and just lock in some of your gains, because we'll likely see some sort of pullback here. Go down to the daily, maybe not. Like maybe we've already completed that retest. So there's that weekly level I just marked. You know, this is looking like it might just break out again. So I mean, here's our resistance area right here. You know, retested this order block. Nice reaction here. So gotta wait and see, but you know, this is an area I'd buy. Flip this, and I think we go up to here. Excuse me. Right, so I'm gonna change this to a line here. Zoom in now. Right, so still lots of upside here available, right? If we get above here, these would be my next two targets, and this is a high time frame chart, right? So, you know, that's 15%, that's another, you know, 25, 30%. So not a terrible look here. This looks great. I think this is just consolidating. This probably has another leg in it at the very least, but also not a terrible idea to take some profits into resistance, especially if you've caught most of this move. But this is bullish as fuck on the BTC pair. So this is the type of thing that, yeah, being long the USD pair here makes sense. Vet VeChain. Okay, we'll look at that. I don't even remember drawing this. But there you go. Looks pretty clean. Yeah, so this looks good. I don't remember drawing this, but this looks good. Nice bullish retest here. This looks like it could rip. This is bullish market structure on the daily chart. Low, high, higher low, higher high. Nice SR flip here. Right, so this thing could rip. Again, you got to be aware, if Bitcoin fucking goes on a rip and BTC Dominance starts pumping, a lot of these alts are going to probably underperform Bitcoin itself, right? So as someone just said, can't BTC Or why are you in some alt if BTCD is going to go up or not all in BTC? It could, right? BTC Dominance could pump. It might not. When you think it's going to pump, it makes sense to have a heavier allocation to BTC. It doesn't mean you can't have any alts, right? But if you think BTC Dominance is going to go up, that's where the majority of your money should go. I own a lot of spot Bitcoin, so I'm always long Bitcoin. A lot of the altcoin trades I'm taking on, the perpetual swaps, right? And just short-term plays. I'm not really, swinging altcoins. That's not what I do. But yeah, obviously if Bitcoin is going to go up, right, and the Bitcoin Dominance Chart is super bullish, most altcoins will underperform Bitcoin itself. Not all of them, but most of them will. But this looks okay, right? I don't mind how this looks in terms of price action here. So if you look at the USD pair, I imagine it probably looks pretty good. There you go. I don't remember drawing this. This is well into price discovery. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. As long as the USD pair, or as long as the BTC pair remains bullish, no reason to think why this doesn't leg up again. So big old fat consolidation here. This thing is eventually going to break out. And if the BTC pair, right, which is also doing this, but above an SR flip, if it breaks up, this will break up as well, right? All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it here. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's a long-ass video, and I'm hungry. But gosh, 300 plus people for the entire stream is fucking incredible. So thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I have a ton of fun doing these, so I will continue to do more. I'll probably release some video in the middle of the week. Check out the link in my Discord description or in my Twitter bio for a link to my Discord. It's free to join. You can come chat with me in there. I do these streams every Sunday, and hopefully we'll start ramping up the numbers. Maybe I'll do 2 streams a week or something like that. But yeah, this has been super fun. Hopefully I added some value in this stream to you. Hopefully you learned a little something. Thanks to Prime, obviously, for helping me put these on. Really appreciate them, the whole team over there, for hooking them up. Show them some love. Sign up with the link in the bio. And yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't get to your request, guys. The chat has been absolutely bonkers this video. I'll make sure to do my best. Maybe what I'll do at some point this week is I'll just do like a request-only stream or something like that. And that way we can kind of get to all the different charts you guys want to see. Thank you guys. Love you guys so much. Appreciate you tuning in and listening to me ramble. If you got any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Discord. Let's see how this shit closes. Let's hopefully we resume up only mode, because fuck the bears. Bears are stupid. And yeah, love you guys so much. Talk to y'all soon.